Hey there, YouTube. Bit of a cold open here. I want to explain something before we get into the cast today. We've been doing really well on YouTube, and especially this last week with the AlphaStar casts. And we just passed 4,000 subscribers, which feels phenomenal. And I want to celebrate with this with you guys. So we're going to be doing a couple of giveaways. Today's giveaway will be a $25 gift card of the winner's choosing from the selection displayed in front of them. And I'll be taking the top 8 comments off of our previous AlphaStar cast video and rolling them at the end of this video. So if you see your name displayed here, be sure to stick around to the end of the video to see if you won. For everybody else who'd like a chance to win, I'm going to do the same thing with our next video. So the top 8 comments on this video of AlphaStar versus Bordan, I will be rolling in the next video, and you can have a chance to win a $25 gift card of your choosing. Thank you so much for helping us rebuild this channel, and reaching 4,000 subscribers might not be a lot, but I want to make sure we actually celebrate all the small victories along the way. So with that being said, let's jump into the cast. AlphaStar game, and it's a fresh series of a PvP. I thought, what better way to celebrate our celebration than going back to the roots of where AlphaStar started. The Deepmind A.I. initially debuted, featuring AlphaStar versus TLO and Mana, both playing Protoss in PvP series. That version of AlphaStar was a little bit more unleashed. It had a few more freedoms than the one that's available on the ladder. But spawning here to the top left, celebrating this video with us, we have the blue Protoss AlphaStar. And his very human opponent to the lower right will be the red Protoss. It's Bordan. Bordan, of course, is going to be the unknowing human in this situation. But before we get too far into the game, I have a dad joke. All right, come here. Why does Batman only wear dark colors? Because he doesn't want to get shot. So why does Robin only wear bright colors? Easy. Batman doesn't want to get shot. Alright, so getting into the game, we know AlphaStar has a very select and very set amount of builds it goes for, and so far none of those have really involved cheese. I can't imagine with Protoss we're going to see anything like a proxy Stargate, even though that seems to be very common amongst the human players. One of the things a lot of people were very quick to highlight with AlphaStar was its unique way of building probes. And I guess in this game, taking a very fast Nexus, I gotta be honest, this is one of the worst, riskiest ways I've ever seen anybody open with a PvP. However, this is AlphaStar. We must have faith. By not walling off at the front, or even over the top of the ramp, it's still fine, because this helps create a wall around your mineral lines, so if you have to fight, you still have a location to fall back to. But taking the Nexus this quick is very risky, very greedy, and honestly really punishable if Bordan was doing anything aggressive this game. So far it's not, and that's maybe why AlphaStar felt comfortable to do this, because with the checks and boxes it's got to tick while playing the game, it sees that there are 2 gateways, and it's a pretty standard opening at a Bordan. So a Nexus in most conventional PvPs is an incredibly expensive investment that you can't always afford, but when you can afford it, it's great. And it's a bit of a game of chicken when it comes to PvP. If you expand and your opponent doesn't, you will likely get ahead, or vice versa. So when you scout that Nexus, you're kind of forced to respond with your own. Bordan, of course, has done no scouting. He's just doing his own build order, and will take a Nexus in turn. 2 Adepts also spawn, and maybe surprise kills the probe. AlphaStar perhaps not expecting that. But while he's only on 1 gateway worth of production, this is a very fast Stargate. In this game, and in this particular scenario, I can kind of see this working, because there's only a couple of Adepts coming across the field, and not initially 2 Stalkers. It is a follow-up of 2 Stalkers, but very classically you'll see most Protoss players open 2 Stalkers in a PvP. This is a little awkward, though, because Bordan, of course, is going to see this Nexus be done and probably just go, what? No Protoss player plays this greedy. From my perspective, I've cast hundreds of games of pros, Koreans, North Americans, you name it. I've never seen anyone do a PvP where they take a Nexus this fast. But looking to deflect and defend these first two adepts, AlphaStar handles itself very well, and this is an easy fight. It costs it a couple of probes, but let's be real, that's the advantage from having the Nexus early. It could afford to lose those probes. The 25 workers apiece, with Bordan's Nexus still not even halfway done. Also, just showing off what is, of course, our homework. We know that human players have control groups. I've enabled these very briefly, so we can compare them to AlphaStar, which of course uses none. It doesn't have mouse clicks the same way human players do, and it's a very different way of playing the game. There's also this whole thing with its EPM and its APM I don't want to get too far into, but the point is we know that this is an AlphaStar player, AI, whatever you want to call it, as our blue Protoss. Now, as these adepts do get into the main base, there's a shield battery up. However, if they both focus fire at the same time, they can take the probe out before the shield battery even has a chance to heal. This ends up not being great for Bordan because, of course, he's losing workers when he's already barely even with his opponent. Another adept shades on in, and we'll try and do a bit more damage. Oh, cancels. I think that's the stronger choice. But I was really curious where this Stargate goes, and it's going to be Phoenix playing a PvP. Now, I don't know if AlphaStar was studied off of Rotterdam or not, but he's another guy who really likes his Phoenix in most matchups. I think there's a lot of really cool potential, especially when it comes to PvP for Phoenix, but at the same time, it's very risky to go for them. Especially when you've gone for a Nexus first like this. There's just not a lot of ground support. There's still only one gateway it's functioning off of. And the thing about Phoenix, you know, they've got the greatest crowd control capabilities in the game. Being able to lift units off of the ground and shoot them while they're in the sky is huge. They're also going to be able to chase down like that Warp Prism, for example. But they're so limited by the amount of energy they have, there's not really a lot of opportunity to do tons of damage most of the time. However, look at these sentries. That's free picking. Probes, open real estate. Graviton at 4 or 5 can maybe pick up 1 or 2 more. A couple Graviton beams available on the Phoenix, and that's probably going to be about it. A little unfortunate for Bordan. Now down by almost 10 workers. This is an incredible difference created by such a small amount of moves, but really cool to see out of AlphaStar. The Nexus like that I think was the coolest part of all, of course, but we do have the army from Bordan marching down the center of the map while AlphaStar continues to pick up a few units here or there. Grabbing a stalker like this won't normally be a big deal, but in this kind of small-scale engagement where everything is on the line and everything is more importantly on the front lines, this is a pretty big deal. Back at home, remember, AlphaStar doesn't have a lot of gateway units or a lot of gateways to produce units with. This could be one and done for Bordan depending on how this attack goes. Shield batteries are going to go a long way, but those Phoenix that were across the map, they already used up most of their energy. They will take out the Warp Prism, which is nice. That'll stop reinforcements. Can Bordan win with what he has? 7 of these Phoenix in the sky, most of which are almost able to pick up again, and the shield batteries are pretty much out of juice. The probes have been pulled into the battle. The stalker count's starting to dwindle. 5 stalkers and a sentry versus 7 Phoenix, and a lot of probes pulled. If these Phoenix had more energy, if they hadn't picked up as many probes on the other side of the field, I think definitively AlphaStar could hold this, but as you see here, this got a little bit scary for Bordan, even with his attack. He didn't kill enough probes, or hardly any, so unfortunately, that's going to leave him behind. And down to 35 probes versus 44 is a tough spot to be in any kind of mirror matchup. It's weird, too, because when you consider the pacing of this game, it all comes down to the first moves these players made. One player went for 2 gateways, the other went for a fast Nexus. It's a greedy move, but I mean, any human that could get away with this, I'm sure would love to. I do wonder if there are people who try and play this build after watching the video. Leave a comment. Let me know. Does it work? I don't play PvP. I have no clue. This just looks so greedy from watching others play it that it just seems unbelievable to me. But the game is not over yet, of course. We do have a pylon coming down, and Bordan wants to do some more warp-ins. Kind of just saying, look, I'm going to lose these probes. That's fine, but if I can get more units than you have in the air, I can fight this battle. I mean, the Immortal's going to be outgunned here, but oh, that Sentry Force Field gets another shot on the Stalker. The energy on these shield batteries have had plenty of time to regenerate while this goes on. Sadly, these are slow warp-ins. If there's not going to be... Yeah, there's Warp Prism. Like I say, you could get some faster warp-ins on the front line. Zealots especially, just to soak the Immortal shots, if nothing else. But this Stalker count at a Bordan is certainly terrifying. 14 Stalkers get in here immediately. No blink or anything like that, but he could pick up the Warp Prism in a pinch. That Warp Prism's not going to be around for too long, though. Here come the Phoenix from the backside. That's going to be it for the reinforcements, but there are 13 Stalkers versus 11 Phoenix. The one Immortal on the ground's finally going to die. There's no juice left on the shield batteries. And these Phoenix, I think, could win the game here. It's starting to become a little overwhelming. The numbers look close, but I mean, AlphaStar's actually got so many probes to lose that all of the probes killed in the front line felt like nothing on the overall scoreboard. And of course, these Phoenix are just waiting for energy. They're spamming, I'm sure. As soon as they can lift up a unit, they would. A new Immortal spawns, and this very gateway-less like strategy out of AlphaStar is so cool to see. I made a joke about referencing Rotterdam earlier, but before we leave this game, I have cast the game of Rotterdam where he intentionally did not go Warp Gate. He went Robo, he went Immortals, Colossus, Phoenix, you name it. Felt very similar to what we just saw at AlphaStar. But thank you guys for watching the video. I'm going to quickly give away and do a spin the only way I know how, and that's in a streamer-style fashion. A good old-fashioned Wheel of Fortune. We're going to give this one big spin. Good luck to everybody on the wheel. Of course, all chances are equal. And if you win, be sure to comment on the next video. We'll get in contact. You can also reach out to me on Discord, discord.gg/BaseTradeTV. Congratulations, Cameron Miller.